And so I think just kind of to wrap it up today, like the other lights in your life, so you've got Anita and then the three wise men.
Yeah.
What would you say for each of them individually? What do you think the main lesson is that each one of them's here to teach you?
Mate, that is
So with
tremendous question.
Sebastian, like what's the main lesson that he's showing you at the moment, or that he's already taught you? Or...
Sebastian reflects the things that I need to work on most within myself. So Sebastian has a really good way of showing me that vulnerable kid at school who has this need to be liked by others. So when he shows that to me, I see myself in him, and then I need to go about reinforcing that he's got special powers, right? That most people don't know that they have and haven't discovered at such a young age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Sebastian knows what he wants to be when he grows up.
Yeah.
Right? And he's known it since he was 4.
Yeah.
So I get a bit emotional when I talk about this. So yeah, it's my job to reinforce that it's not a case of being liked by everyone, because it's not a reality. It's a high expectation that is generally not a reality.
Yeah.
And just to really go forth with his dreams and his passions and keep doing it to such a point that he can excel and go through life. So he kind of reflects a lot of that. Isaac is my middle boy. Isaac reflects in me I would say inability at the moment, because it's such a thing that I need to work on, is controlling like anger, controlling emotion, understanding that when things happen and you have a certain chemical reaction or a reaction in the body, that there's a little gap between what you do and what you're thinking about and what you do as a result of that. There's a little gap in between that you kind of got to pick that moment and choose whether you're going to fire up and do something stupid, or say something silly, or you're going to actually rationalize and release the emotion and get rid of it and then act from an authentic self.
Yeah.
And that guy just presses my buttons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's such an awesome kid, and really insightful, funny, witty, all that kind of stuff. But fuck, he can press my buttons.
Yeah.
Like, he can make me light up quicker than anyone. But in turn, like, he lights up quicker than anyone in the family, right? So it's a reflection into my own life, and I see myself in him. Lucas is my youngest boy. Lucas has got an energy that when he vibrates, like in terms of what he radiates, you can feel it. Like when you hug him, you can feel your heart tingle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and keep myself together here. I can feel my heart tingle. Like he has a way of making you feel really loved. He can look you deep in the eyes and really look into your eyes and hold it there. Like it's hard to hold eye contact for a long period of time.
Yeah.
That guy can look at you and look into your soul.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it's funny, because I spoke about this the other day where he was crawling into bed with me, and in the morning I thought he goes, "Dad, I've got to go to the toilet," right? And I thought, he's messed the bed up or whatever. And I got up and felt the bed and all the rest of it, and there's nothing there, and he just had to go to the toilet. But it was like, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, not my time to get up anyway. So he crawls in the bed next to me, and when I get up, my mind starts racing. I'm always thinking about conquering the world. So I was just thinking about how life sets you these tests, and I've been listening to this interview where it's almost like, you got a fear of losing money or going broke. Well, then the universe goes, well, let's just send you broke, and then we'll make you realize that money is not everything.
Yeah.
and that your attachment to money is something that is going to cause more pain than anything. So let's just let that go.
Yeah.
You know, you're afraid of being alone. All right, well, let's just ruin your relationship and we'll see how that goes. So I was just thinking, I know it sounds a bit deep for 6 o'clock in the morning, but that's what I was thinking about. and again, it was like, so yeah, the universe has a way, and I was thinking about in my life, it has a way of saying, like, we're going to make sure you live up to your own brochure, right? This is what you want out of life. Well, we're going to test you in all those areas, and then we're going to make sure you rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And Lucas is fast asleep, right? He's cuddled up next to me, and he does sleep talk, right, from time to time. Normally I hear him giggle and all that kind of stuff, right? And he goes, yeah. I was thinking at that time, that has happened in my life, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. Like you have to say, yeah, it happens. All right. So that's how connected that guy is. He doesn't know it. And I'm sure they all speak to their sister. I'm sure that she always connects with them in some sort of way. They speak to me because they're surrounded by this all the time. And the things that I go on about, they speak to me all the time in terms that I wouldn't have even said until I was in my, you know, like early 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they connect, they say things, they say on a spiritual level, on a higher level, they connect with spirits, you know what I mean? Like all sorts of stuff. They mention things to me that you just otherwise wouldn't think about as a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old. So yeah, they definitely come to me at many moments and teach me the ways that I should correct myself and I should improve, that I should impart knowledge onto them that's going to help them later on in life, not discover it, you know, when they're 15 or 17 or 20.
Yeah.
And they also reflect like my flaws, you know, they sort of mirror reflect. He's acting out, he's doing this kind of stuff. Well, what does dad do when he gets frustrated, you know? He acts out, kicks shit around, does all that kind of stuff. What does dad's got to stop doing? Dad's got to stop doing that kind of stuff, you know, when the shit hits the fan, when the kids are driving me mental, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, I know I kind of have this positive mindset. I project this image to the public that there's so much more to life and you should make it your life's mission to find out what that is and then live it to its fullest potential. But I do not make any claims that I'm a guru, that I got my shit together, that my marriage is sound, that my relationship with my kids is unbelievable. I think it's better than most, you know, because I work so hard at it. But man, I've got my fucking flaws. Like I have, you know, I am learning every single day and I make some mistakes and I say stupid stuff and I do the wrong things. I do that on a very consistent basis, more than what people would probably think. But I am so aware, I think, that those things are happening, so I need to combat. So it's kind of like you've got that emotional bank account that Stephen Covey talks about. So if everyone's just on this way of depleting their emotional bank account and not doing anything to contribute to it, then eventually you're going to go into the red, and then there's going to be nothing left. You're going to be overdrawn, and then they're going to call in and go, mate, you're in like bankruptcy here, right? So there's nothing left. That's it. So I do that, but I'm also in tune with what's happening. So I make sure that with my kids, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of connection. Like there's tons of kisses. There's tons of hugs. There's tons of playfulness, there's tons of excitement, there's tons of kicking back and watching Shrek for the millionth time, you know. There's following their passions, there's all that kind of stuff, and there's deep, you know, there's deep talks. There's that thing of connectedness, which is one of my highest values, is being connected. I resonate that through them and I give back. So I make sure at the times that I do mess up, that there's enough left in the bank account. With Anita, you know, it is definitely, she's there to teach me a lot. Again, it's about not always doing the things that I want to do because it suits me, you know. One of the things that I learned through relationship coaching, through Shane and Jess Fozzard, You know, he's like your needs are my needs, right? And my needs are your needs. And everyone has values and beliefs and systems that need to be nurtured. You know, they have love languages, they have ways that they express and feel love, and that they receive love. So it's my mission to know what those are and to make sure that I serve Anita with those things. You know, she teaches me a lot of that, and that's a result of how our relationship has gone from peaks to troughs back to peaks again. And the other thing is that I feel like she was sent to me in a way because we've had so many things happen within our life together. We've been together, you know, for like 17 years and 18 years this year, and we've had so much happen that has tested us to no end, you know? And it's just been my duty and my sole mission to learn all the lessons and impart on her for my own sake and for her sake, that we've got like so much more to get through and to live and to give back to each other, to our kids, to the world. You know, it's just setting us up, to me, for a very fruitful, abundant, and a well-lived life. You know, what that is, I couldn't tell you. Whether it works out, I still couldn't tell you. You know, I love goal setting and predicting the future and trying to cast my mind forward, but I also know how uncertain it is, and I'm okay with that. You know, because what I know is what we have is right here. What we have is in this moment, and those things are the most important to me right now, and that's all I've got to deal with right now. So dealing with something in the future that hasn't happened is just like a recipe for disaster. And trying to deal with something that's in the past, that's been and gone, is also a recipe for disaster and for suffering. So what's the point?
Exactly.
Might as well just stay right here,
focus on
and
this
just
moment.
Focus on right here and right now and do it. So, mate, I don't think that'll ever end. My kids are only 5, 7, and 10. Imagine when they're, you know, 15, 17, and 21. Like, it's just going to be, it's going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
You know? I'll have, you know, even less hair than what I have now, which is not much. But you know, less hair, more wrinkles, but so much wiser and so much more fulfilled. You know, it's that was sent to me on purpose. And all of them, you know, like Anita and the boys, and they're certainly making who I am today.